Happy Tuesday, guys. Today's home workout is a hero workout, a classic CrossFit hero workout called Wilmot. 6 rounds of 50 air squats and 25 ring dips. This is a workout mainly designed to work on gymnastics body weight endurance here. So you're not really using any external weights except yourself. The 6 rounds here is accumulating a lot of volume here. So the biggest thing I want you to think about in this workout is your ring dips. Ring dips here are going to be the toughest part of this workout, and make sure you think about what kind of progressions are available to you and what you can manage a 4-minute to 4-minute 10-second pace in this workout. That'll allow you to get all 6 rounds done within the 25 minutes. Again, you don't need to cap this at 25 minutes, but I want you to think about that kind of pace, that stimulus when you're doing this workout. Ring dips here, if you don't have any rings available to you, remember we always use a dip progression with 2 boxes, or you can grab 2 chairs and put them side by side and you can get the same kind of stimulus out of that dip. I would recommend play around with some reps, see where you're comfortable with. If you see this workout and you look at the 25 reps and that seems like a lot for you to do per round, then I want you to scale back your progression. So if you think you're going into it with maybe dips with your feet off the floor, and that seems like a lot for just 1 round, let's put our feet on the floor for all the rounds throughout. This is gonna accumulate 150 reps at the end. You wanna think about that volume before you go into it. And we don't want to get to a point where we're feeling excessive fatigue in our chest and in our arms, and that's slowing us down in the workout because we need to take a lot of breaks. So we want to be able to manage at least 5 reps at a time before you take a break, especially in those later rounds, maybe in the 5th and the 6th rounds when we're a little bit more tired and we have a lot of more volume on our belt there. We want to try to still keep that pace with the ring dips. So make sure you scale reps. You can also dial back to 20 reps or 15 reps based on what you feel is more manageable for you and based on your intensity, and then play around with the progressions. Even if you find that you're going throughout the workout and then you slowly get into muscle fatigue maybe halfway through, feel free to dial back, whether it be in volume, so less reps, or go down a progression so you can keep up that intensity. Air squats, I don't think most of you will need to scale back on, though if you find even 50 reps a lot, think about even the first 2 rounds. You're going to accumulate 100 air squats and 50 ring dips. The 100 air squats, if you find that's a lot in your head and you think you haven't really done that much before, then I would say dial back 40 or 30 reps per round instead of doing the 50. That's a good way, again, to accumulate the volume, condition your legs to be able to eventually do this one day as prescribed. And air squats here, guys, I would say try to keep a pace. This is more of your cardio portion of the workout, and then the ring dips are more of your strength endurance portion of this workout. And together, guys, we're working on that body weight gymnastics strength endurance. So 25 minutes, guys, trying to aim to be around there. And again, you don't need to cap yourself for this workout. If you go 26 minutes or if you go even sub 25, that's okay. But that's about the time you want to be aiming for this workout. After you finish this, we're going to go into a stretch here. Downward dog, trying to open up that shoulder, getting a good stretch in the hamstrings there, and then we're going to go into that lizard stretch, opening up the hips. Getting a good cool down after the workout, especially for those air squats. The amount of volume that you do will help to cool that down by doing those stretches at the end there. Hope you enjoy the workout and the afterburner, guys. We'll see you next for the warm-up video.
Okay, let's get ready to warm up here. We're going to start off today's warm-up with the 90-90 hip rotation. So opening up the hips. Really, the 90-90 is to focus on your internal rotation and your external rotation in your hips. A lot of times, whether you're squatting, you're running, box jumping, anytime you're moving the legs, we're not necessarily moving effectively in our hips because the rotation in our femur, so your thigh bone, isn't necessarily recruiting all the correct muscles. What I'm trying to get at is your hip flexor, your psoas, to be specific, tends to get neglected. So this 90-90 really helps, guys, to open it up, loosen it up, and slowly start firing that those smaller muscles. You're gonna start in your seated position, heels on the ground, guys. Knees are about 90 degrees. From here, notice how my hands are hip in line with my hips or slightly behind. You can play around with this. You're gonna drop your knees, okay? You drop your knees and you feel maybe it's a stretch, whether it's on either leg, hang out there, hold it, okay? If you can't touch your knee to the floor, just gently try to push down as your body relaxes. Now it might be tricky to see, but my knees are actually about 90 degrees, both of them. That's where the name comes, the 90-90. From here, I'm going to rotate my knees to the other side without lifting my heels off the ground. So notice how I'm just rotating, but my heels did not change position, okay? So now I'm feeling a little tight here, so I can feel the stretch myself. So I have to reposition my hand. The key here is do not reposition your heels. It's really easy to like, yeah, I'm doing it, but you're actually not rotating through your hips when you're moving your feet. Okay, so you're gonna rotate in your hips, so this thigh for me is externally rotating as this one is internally rotating. So I'm feeling that rotation in my hips. Then I reverse the order. External rotation, internal rotation on the opposite side. The key here, guys, use this as a stretch. Feel the rotation in your hips. As you get more comfortable, come off the ground with your hands. See, can you not move your heels, but use that core to stabilize yourself. After you've done that, now let's get that heart rate going. Let's get those muscles fired up, guys. We're gonna go for 3 rounds, 30, 20, and 10. Alternating step up. So starting with 30, alternating step ups. You're gonna go up, step down, go up, step down. Trying to fire up the hamstrings and glutes on that one, okay? Stabilize your knee, so don't let your knee drop depending on how your object is. Watch for that, okay? Once you've completed the 30, then you're gonna go into your push-up position. So your high plank. From here, shoulders over your wrist. You're gonna bring your knee to the opposite side. Bring your knee to the opposite side. You're going for 30 mountain climbers, crossing your body, getting your core fired up, okay? From there, the last movement, going for some bent over flies. So I'm using these 10-pound plates here today. I'm gonna hinge at the hips, so lean forward by sticking my bum back. From there, my back is flat, and then I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades, bring it down. Squeeze my shoulder blades, bring it down. Do it until 30. As you squeeze your shoulder blades, don't roll forward. It's okay to bend the elbow slightly so you can maximize the usage of your upper back. If you have the flexibility in your bicep and your triceps and your back muscles, feel free to go straight, guys, but play around with it to make sure you get the most out of your back without lowering the plate down too much. So you're not doing this, okay? Trying to keep them in line to your shoulders. Once you've completed 30, you're gonna roll back onto your step up for 20, repeating your movements, working your way down on the last round, doing that final round of 10. Have a great warm-up. See you next in the workout.
Going into those air squats next. So air squats here, guys. Big thing, keep that chest tall. I like to kind of keep my hands out in front of me so that when I'm getting tired, I'm not looking down as I'm squatting. So I know some of you, when you get tired, hands kind of flop to the sides or in front of you and you're looking down. Try to keep those hands up a little bit taller and look straight ahead to keep that chest tall, and also to allow you to keep your weight more distributed towards that mid-foot and the heel. So again, as opposed to doing this, guys, we're trying to keep our hands up and try to stay on that mid-foot to heel more as we're coming down in our squat and coming up from our squat. Dips now, you guys can use that implement for your dip as well. So if you're off chairs, you can do dips from there. Another common item would probably be a couch. So you can do it off the end of your couch. Pretend this is the edge of my couch here. I'm gonna keep my feet out, knees slightly bent, keep the elbows in as I dip down and press straight up. You do these dips right off the edge of your couch there if you don't have anything to do your dips from. All right guys, hope that was a great WOD for you. Afterburner today, we're gonna stretch it out. We're gonna start off with a 60-second downward dog pose. So you guys can kind of walk yourself out into this position. So you can get into that push up and then push your head back into that downward dog. Or if you'd like, you can walk your hands a little bit closer to do that. The idea here is, guys, we're trying to really get ourselves into kind of V shape when we're in that downward dog. So really trying to press our upper back in towards our knees as we're in that position. Really trying to feel that stretch in our upper back, calves. You'll feel that a little bit there. If you want, you can kind of pump out your calves. Feel a little bit of a stretch there. Hang out in that position for about 60 seconds, guys. Make sure you're breathing. Get your heart rate down after that workout. After that, guys, you're gonna get into a 60-second lizard stretch per side. So with that, guys, we're gonna take a lunge. Shin is vertical, back knee is on the floor. And then we're gonna try to drop our elbows down to the floor as much as we can. Really trying to feel that stretch in that hip capsule there. 60 seconds per side, guys. Really feeling the hips out and then getting a good stretch in our hamstrings and upper back. Hope you guys enjoy that. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the next workout.